All right, so let's start on our backs in a constructive rest position, just so that we can tend to the low back before we get deeper into our practice. So come down onto your back, feet nice and wide out to the edges of your mat, or just a wide, comfortable stance that feels appropriate to your proportions of your body, and then let your knees collapse in towards each other. And really the main reason we like to let the knees collapse in towards each other is so they give each other support and the legs don't have to do any efforting. And then we can ask the hip flexors and the hips to just soften and chill out and learn how to relax for a few seconds. So get yourself situated, get nice and comfortable. Take a moment to snuggle the shoulders in, let your arms find a comfortable place. Wiggle your toes. Make sure they feel nice and soft and happy. Nice. And then before we get started moving or doing anything that engages the physical body, take a second here to just tune in and notice the floor beneath you. Notice the points of your body that are connected to the floor. And then notice the points of the backside of your body that aren't connected to the floor. So maybe the backs of the thighs, the backs of your calves and your knees, the upper parts of your heel, maybe little spaces up along the shoulders or in between the spine. So just tune in for a second and just notice. And then maybe for a moment here, offer up just a little bit of gratitude for this floor beneath you coming up to meet you and support you. And then maybe see if you can shift your focus to the front or the top side of your body. And then just become aware a bit of that freedom on the top side of your body. So whereas the floor is underneath you and offering a slight bit of compression against the back side of your body, now you've got the top side of your body that's just connected to the air. So just notice that nice sense of freedom through the front side of your body. And then offer up a little gratitude for the ceiling above you, the walls around you, and the room that you're working in. And before we move away from this place of stillness, just set an intention here to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice, never doing anything that would cause your body pain, and just treating yourself with love, care, and respect. And then with that intention set, just start to tune into your breath, maybe slowing down your inhalation and slowing down your exhalation, breathing in through the nose and out through your nose. And then just starting with some gentle movement here, start to turn your head gently side to side. And it doesn't even need to be full range of motion to start, maybe a few inches to the left and to the right. And then slowly and mindfully start to increase your range of motion, allowing the neck to ease into the movement. Nice. Take one more turn of the head side to side, and then bring your head back to center. And we're just going to stretch the fingertips out and then roll the fingers in like you're making a little fist. And then just leave your arms exactly where they are. Just stretch your fingers out and then roll your fingers into a little fist. And then do that one more time. Stretch your fingers out and roll your fingers in. And then a more neutral space, just let your fingers kind of fall out nice and wide. And then we're going to start with some, like we're making snow angels. So palms facing up, and we're just going to glide the hands up alongside the ears, just as far as they like to go. And then back down, maybe bring them down a little bit further alongside the hips. And then see if you can connect that with the breath. Inhale, arms raise up. And exhale, arms come back down. Nice. One more just like that. Inhale, arms raise up. And exhale, arms come back down. And then from here, bring your arms into a goalpost or cactus position. So bend your elbows, palms facing up, and then come back to the turn of your head. And this time, take it full range of motion, just turning it nice and big side to side. Noticing the space between your shoulder blades, noticing that bit of opening in the chest. Nice. Take one more turn of the head side to side. And then we're going to bring the head back to neutral, keep the arms in cactus position, and then just start to kind of curl your toes up. So you can alternate feet or curl them both at the same time, but as if you're trying to scrunch up from the floor or pick up a piece of paper or a towel with your toes. So we just want to crunch up the toes, just start to sort of move through the bottom of the feet. So the bottom of the feet have this really thick fascia or connective tissue, and it's really super dense. So we just kind of want to mush the feet around and start to get them a little bit warmer and a little bit more fluid. Take one or two more crunches of the feet. Nice. And then settle your feet back down and then take it into some windshield wipers with the knees. So just start to drop the knees side to side. Let the hips move with the knees just as much as they like. So it might bring a slight bit of twist into the spine. But now just tune in. How's your back feeling? How's your knees feeling? How's your hips feeling? And then just being aware of how your body feels so that you can honor your body throughout the rest of your practice. Nice. And now that you've got your knees going, start to add the head in as well. So as your knees drop in one direction, head's going to turn in the opposite direction. Everything meets in the center, and then we take it the other way. So take it at a pace that feels good to you, pausing along the way in any place that you might want attention, or just keeping a nice fluid motion if everything's feeling pretty smooth. Nice. Take one more time each side. And then as the knees and head come back to center, we're going to walk the feet in a little bit closer now. So feet about hip width distance apart, heels a little bit closer to the bum, and now the knees will be separate. Bring your hands down alongside the hips, and we're going to move right into a pelvic tilt. As you exhale, press your low back into the ground. Inhale, release to the natural curve of your back. Exhale and press your low back down. Inhale to release. Exhale to press. Inhale to release. Nice. Now on your next inhale, you're going to lift up into a little bridge. Doesn't have to be extreme, just lift the tush up, and then exhale, roll down through the spine nice and slow. And once your hips hit the ground, pull your knees up into your chest, give yourself a light, gentle squeeze, and then right away, release your feet back down to the ground, hands down. Inhale and lift your hips up into a bridge. Doesn't have to be super high. Exhale, roll down through the spine, and then once your hips touch down, pull your knees up into your chest, give yourself a light squeeze. Nice. One more just like that. Hands down, feet to the ground. Inhale and lift your hips up. Exhale to roll down through the spine. Once the hips hit the ground, pull the knees up into the chest. And here, take a little rock side to side just to soothe the low back. Nice. Now we're going to hold on to the right knee, set the left foot down. Knee can be bent or extended long, totally up to you, but start to draw your right knee in circles, go in one direction, and see if you can let your hands do most of the work here. So allow for a softness in the leg and just let your hands turn that knee around. And then maybe switch directions and go the other way. Nice. And then take that knee and swing it out nice and wide. So bring it towards the right shoulder, open the hip up just a little bit, circle your foot in one direction. Cool. And then circle your foot the other way. Awesome. And then let your foot come to stillness. Bring your right knee towards your left shoulder. So slightly across the body, not an extreme move, but just to find a little sensation down in the right glute and maybe in the outside of the right hip. Take a nice big breath. and then bring it back in, and we're going to re-grab the back of the thigh. So we're going to make a little basket weave, and then try to line your heel up with your hip just a little bit. Keep a micro bend in the knee so we're not pulling against the hamstring. And now we want to firm up our arms and push the back of your thigh into your hands. So you want to create a little resistance with your arms. Take a nice big inhale. And as you exhale, soften just a little bit. Draw the leg gently in. And then reset that up. Push your thigh into your hands, arms resist, nice and strong. Take a big inhale. Exhale, soften the back of the leg and gently draw it in. Nice. One more just like that. Push the back of your leg into your hands, arms resist. Take a big inhale. Exhale, soften and bring it in. Nice. And then gently release that leg down to the ground and switch sides. So bring the left knee into the chest, catch hold of the top of the knee. Let your arms do the work here. Let the leg be soft and draw your knee in circles, go in one direction. Nice. And then draw your knee in circles, go the other way. Cool. And now take that knee out towards the left shoulder. So we open the hip up a little bit and then start to circle the foot in one direction. And then start to circle your foot the other way. Nice. And then foot comes to stillness. Take that left knee towards the right shoulder, just slightly across the body. Find a little sensation in the left hip or the left glute. Take a nice big breath. And then bring it back in and we'll re-grab. So we're going to find that nice little basket weave, hold on to the back of the thigh, arms nice and strong. Press your thigh into your hands, arms resist. Take a nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, soften the back of the leg and gently draw it in. Cool. And then do that again. Push your thigh into your hands, arms resist. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, soften and pull the leg in. And do that one more time. Press the thigh into the hands, hands resist. Take a big inhale. And then exhale, soften and draw it in. Nice. And then release your grab from that leg. Pull both knees into the chest, give a gentle little squeeze, and then take like a butterfly. So we're going to take the knees out and away from each other and then push them up towards the ceiling. So we're circling around in the hips. Take 2 more times in this direction. Awesome. And then go the other way. Knees push up towards the ceiling, out and away from each other, and draw them back in and take a couple circles in this direction. Nice. And then from here, we're going to release our grab from our knees, crisscross your ankles, reach around the outsides of your thighs and see if you can catch hold of the tops of the feet. And then start to find just a gentle rock side to side. And then we're going to start a rock from tailbone to top of head. So we'll be massaging the length of the spine, take a couple of gentle rocks and rolls, and then catch a little momentum, come all the way up to an easy seated position. Nice. And then once you find your way up to that easy seated position, just give a second, get yourself situated, find that nice tall lifted spine, sits bones nice and heavy in the earth. Close your eyes down just for a moment and tune in. Notice how your body feels. Nice. And then eyes open or closed, totally up to you. We're going to just take a seated cat and cow here. So hold on to your knees. Inhale and lift your chest, lift your chin, arch your back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, round your back, tuck chin to chest, look to your belly button. Inhale to lift your heart, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale to round your back. Awesome. And then just keep that going. Stay connected with your breath's rhythm. So just move at a pace that feels nice to you. Take 2 more cycles of breath here. Awesome. And then as you find that last inhale, come up to a nice tall neutral spine. Right hand's going to touch the ground, left hand's going to reach up and take a gentle side bend. And then right away, take it over to the other side. Let the left hand touch down and the right hand reach up. Nice. And then start to take that side to side, keeping your sit bones nice and heavily anchored into the ground so the hips are staying steady and stable. And we're just moving into the side body. So feel that nice opening through the ribs. Beautiful. Now, the next time your right hand touches the ground, stay there. Take a little bit longer, leaning a little bit further, reaching along through the left fingertips. Pull the thumb back, gaze up towards the sky. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. Awesome. And then take it over to the other side. Left hand touches down, right hand reaches up. Find that nice big side bend. Pull the thumb back, gaze up towards the sky, and then tune back into your breath. Nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. Awesome. And then lift yourself up right into a seated twist. Left hand's going to find the right knee, right hand behind you. Think about getting nice and tall on your inhale here. And now we're going to stay rotated to the right, but loosen up that rotation just a little bit. So point your heart towards your right knee. And then once you found that softer rotation, just start to find a gentle nod of the head up and down. So lift the chin and then tuck the chin down towards your chest. One more nod of the chin up and down. And then bring your chin to neutral and then unwind, come back to center. Pause at the center, take a nice big inhale. Slow exhale. Cool, and then take your twist to the other side. Right hand finds the left knee. Nice deep rotation here. Think about getting nice and tall. Cool, and then soften up your rotation. So point your heart towards your knee. And then once you found that softer rotation, find that nice nod of the head up and down, lifting the chin and tucking the chin towards the chest. Awesome. One more nod of the chin up and down. And then let your chin find a neutral place. Unwind, come back to center. Pause in the center. Take a nice big inhale. Great. And then we're going to take it into an easy seated forward fold. So just start to walk yourself out just as long as you like. So just find a comfortable position for you. And then take a second just to tune in. Notice your back, notice your knees, notice your hips. Just notice how everything's feeling. Take one more breath. And then we're going to press our fingertips into the floor. Resist with your fingertips. Drag yourself back up. So pull your abdominal muscles in. Drag your fingers across the floor. Roll the shoulders all the way up to the ears. Roll them around, down and back. And then drop your right ear over to your right shoulder. Take a nice big breath. Nice. Lift your head to center. And then drop your left ear over to your left shoulder. And take a nice big breath. Cool. Bring your head back up to center, lean back into your sits bones, switch the cross in your legs, and we're coming back to that easy seated forward fold. So just get yourself nice and situated and then walk yourself out nice and long, just to the depth that feels good to you. Tune back in, notice your knees, notice your hips, notice your low back. Take a nice big breath. And then create that little resistance with your fingertips. Press your fingertips into the ground, drag those fingers back up, use your abdominal muscles to pull you back up. Soften your arms, drop your right ear over to your right shoulder. Take a breath. Drop your left ear over to your left shoulder and take a breath. Nice. And then bring your head up to a nice neutral position and then find your way into a tabletop. So you can flippity do your way on up or come up in any way that feels right to you. But as you find your way into tabletop, just take a second to make sure everything feels good. Double stack your mat if you need that extra cushion for your knees. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Index fingers maybe pointing towards the top of the mat, and then we're just going to spin our table around. So take your table and draw some circles, go in one direction. And then take your table and draw some circles, go the other way. Nice. And then we're going to work through the wrists and the fingers real quick. So pick up your right hand and then like you're turning a doorknob. So turn your fingers towards your knee and then place your palm back down. So right away, you might feel a good stretch in the wrist. So just make sure that everything feels comfortable. We don't want any shooting or zinging pain up the wrist or up the arm. So make sure it feels okay. And then if it feels really nice, start to draw your butt back just a little bit. So bring a deeper stretch into the wrist and then just to the point that it feels like it's going to lift all on its own, just start to peel your hand up away from the floor, a little stretch to the fingers, give your wrist a little shake, and then turn it back around, set it down, and take it to the other side. Pick up your left hand, rotate fingertips towards your knee, or just as far as they like to go. Press into the palm, find that stretch there first, make sure it all feels safe. Cool, and then if it's feeling really good, start to pull your bum back, deeper stretch in the wrist, and then allow the palm to peel up away from the floor. Get a little stretch to the fingers, and then once you've come all the way up, give that wrist a little shake, turn the fingers around, and back to your natural tabletop position. Slide your right leg back, toes curled under, and then just start to find a nice rock forward and back, pressing into the heel, and then bringing shoulders back in line with your wrists. Nice. One more rock forward and back. And then we're going to slide that leg in and switch to the other side. So left toes are going to curl under, slide that foot back, and then rock forward and back. Awesome. One more rock forward and back. And then we're going to slide that leg in and take it right into a puppy pose. So keep your hips in line with your knees. Walk your hands towards the top edge of your mat. Let your chest and your forehead drop down. Take 3 nice big breaths here. On your next inhale, start to find your way back to a tabletop position. Now we're going to step the right foot forward into a little 90-90 lunge. So just step that foot up and then lift your chest and then rearrange your feet so you have a good, comfortable position. You want to keep it a nice square 90-degree bend in that knee, and then think about drawing that right hip crease back. And then we're going to think about drawing the tailbone down towards the ground. So if you can, if it helps, bring your hands to your hips so you can just feel that sensation of the tailbone lengthening down. So you find a little bit length in the front of the left front hip. And then once you feel like you found your way there, raise your arms up, keep that tailbone drawing downward, look to the sky, take a nice big breath. Great, and now we're gonna take this for a little twist. So left hand's gonna find the right knee, right hand's gonna find the hip, rotate to the right, inhale, get nice and tall. And then we're going to see how it feels to go just a little bit further here. So think about bringing the prayer hands to the heart center and then lean forward and see if you can catch your left elbow across the right knee. And then leverage your elbow against the knee. Try to bring the thumbs towards the heart. So we're going a little deeper into that rotation. You might find sensation in your right hip or your right glute. Take a nice big breath. Nice, and then slowly start to lift up and unwind. Come back to center. Right hand's going to find the hip. Left hand's going to reach up alongside the ear. Lean over to the right. Take a little side bend. Beautiful. And then release all of that down. Float your hands down to the ground. Step your right leg back into tabletop position. Take a little bop of the hips side to side just to soothe everything out. And then when you're ready, we're going to take it to the other side. So left foot's going to step forward. Find that nice 90-90 lunge. Get yourself all situated, pull that left hip back, and then think about drawing the tailbone down to find a little length through the front of that right hip. Reach your arms up, look up, and take a breath. Great, and now we're gonna rotate to the left. So left hand's gonna find the hip, right hand's gonna find that left knee. Turn to the left, think about getting nice and tall. Beautiful. And then from here, we'll go a little further if it feels good. Hands to heart center. Take and lean forward. Cross that right elbow across the left knee, and then use your knee for a little leverage. So the knee presses out as you press the elbow into the knee. Rotate your heart towards your thumbs and take a nice big breath here. Great. And then nice and easy, release as you come right up. Left hand to the hip, right hand reaches up, and then lean over to the left and take a little side bend. Beautiful. Slowly, gently, mindfully release. Float those hands down to the ground. Step that left foot back into a tabletop, and then bop your hips a little bit side to side. Awesome. One more little bop of the hips side to side. And then we're going to take it back to a child's pose. So big toes together, knees together. Rather than our extended child's pose, we want to kind of hug the inner thighs together. Draw your butt back to your heels, and then take a second to lift the belly, make some space, and then soften your belly and chest across your thighs, and then slide your hands back and see if you can just let your hands find the soles of the feet. Let your head soften down, soften the back of the neck, tune into your low back, take a nice deep breath in, nice slow breath out. Nice. And then from here, we're going to find a little engagement in the back side of the body. So release your hands from the soles of the feet, but reach them behind you like you're trying to reach your fingertips towards the back edge of your mat. And then as you inhale, you're going to find a little strength in the back, like you're trying to make a little flat back or an airplane. So reach through the fingertips, find a little lift in the chest, nice. And then exhale, soften and round over your thighs. Cool. And then on your next inhale, do that again. Lift, find some strength in the back. And then exhale, soften and round over your thighs. Beautiful. One more just like that. Inhale and lift. Exhale, soften and round. Nice. And then float your hands forward, lift up into tabletop, curl your toes under. We're going to hover our table here. So we're going to pull the knees up just slightly away from the floor, finding some engagement in their center. So nice and stable in the shoulders, nice and steady in the breath. Let your legs do a little bit of work here. Take a nice big inhale. Slow exhale. One more cycle of breath. Nice. And then lower your knees down right into a spinal balance. Right leg's going to reach long, left hand's going to reach forward. Firm up your belly. Find that nice sense of stability, just like you found in that hovering table. Gaze down at the ground. Take one more breath. Beautiful. And then slide that left and right in and switch to the other side. So left leg, right hand reaches out. Nice firm center. Look down at the ground. Beautiful. And then bring that all back in. Curl both sets of toes under. We're going to pull the butt back to the heels, stretch the bottoms of the feet, stretch the toes. Take two nice big breaths here. Awesome. And then keeping those toes curled under, start to lift your hips up away from the heels. Pull your knees up and lift up into a downward dog position, and then start to pedal out the legs. Bend one knee and press into the opposite heel. And let anything move here that feels good. So you might want to wiggle into the shoulders, wiggle into the side body, shake out your head, move your neck around. So just play around for a moment or two, finding some nice organic movement and just checking in how your body feels. And then when you feel good and ready, look forward and start to find your way up to the top of your mat into a little ragdoll fold. So walk your feet up, step your feet so they're about hip or shoulder width distance apart. Make some space for yourself here. And then if it feels really good, grab opposite wrist to opposite elbow and invite a gentle sway into your body. Nice. And then just check in, make sure you have a nice wide foundation on your feet. Feet feel nice and steady and sturdy on the ground. And we're going to take it into some sundials. So as you inhale, arms are going to come over to the right. Lift them all the way up and overhead. And then exhale, circle them down and around. Staying over to the right. Inhale, lift up and overhead. Exhale and lower it down. One more time here. Inhale, up and overhead. Exhale and lower it down. Nice. And then we're going to take it to the left. So inhale, take those elbows over to the left, circle them up, around, and down. And again, inhale to come up. Exhale to circle down. Nice. Last one here. Inhale up. Exhale down and then hang out for a second just to find that nice neutral sway again. And then relax your fingers to the ground, bend your knees a lot, pull your belly button in, roll on up through your spine, roll your shoulders around, down and back. Cool. And then give yourself a second to come to standing as it is 8:30. If you got to get on with the rest of your day, I hope that it's amazing. Otherwise, we're going to get a little flow going here. So find your mountain pose at the top of your mat, anchor into your feet, lift up through the top of your head. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, this time we're going to bend the knees, hinge at the waist, fold all the way down. Inhale to a half forward fold, hands glide to the shins. Keep that length in your spine, bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, bend your knees a lot, pull your belly button in, round and roll up through the spine. Roll the shoulders up to the ears, around, down, and back. And then we're going to take those shoulders around just a few more times. Take some nice, big, good rolls of the shoulders. Really work through the muscles in the shoulders and in between the shoulder blades. Nice. And then go in the other direction. Draw the shoulders back, up and forward. And just take a couple times in this direction. Beautiful. One more time around. And then come back to mountain pose. Draw the shoulders down and back, firm up your belly, lift up through the crown of your head. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold down. You can bend the knees or keep them straight, whichever feels good to you here. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, stepping the right leg back into a warrior two position. So drop the heel down, turn the toes out, right hand circles you up. Beautiful. And then just take a second to bring your hands to your ribs. We're going to pull the ribs towards that front thigh just a little bit, and then use your hands, pull the ribs back, and then slide your hands down and just see if your ribs are lined up with your hips. And then once you feel like you found your way there, shoot your arms out from your shoulders, bring some energy out through the fingertips, like you're really trying to pull the fingertips out and away from each other. Gaze forward, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. One more breath. Nice. And right away, spin your hands down to the ground, pivot on your back heel, find a little runner's lunge, heart forward, look forward, take a breath. And then plant your palms, slip that knee out, slide it back to a plank. Right away, we come down to the ground. Lower your knees, lower with control onto your belly. Inhale up to a low cobra. Exhale to lower down, push your way up to a tabletop position. Curl the toes under, exhale up to down dog. Square up your shoulders. We're going to take the right leg into a three-legged dog, but keep it low and light. So we want to control the movement, nice and strong and stable in the legs. Hips don't move too much. Shoulders nice and even. Take one more breath. Awesome. And then lower that leg down with control. Soften your knees, look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat into a forward fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, bend your knees a lot, pull your belly button in, round and roll up to standing. Roll your shoulders up to your ears, around, down, and back. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Step the left leg back, warrior two. Drop the heel, turn the toes out. Left hand spins you up. Bring your hands to your ribs. Pull your ribs slightly towards the front thigh, and then pull them back, and then slide your hands down and see if they're in line with the hips. And then extend arms straight out from the shoulders and really reach through the fingertips, like you're pulling the fingertips away from each other. Gaze past your right hand, take a breath. Nice, one more breath here. Beautiful, and then spin your hands down to the ground, pivot on your back heel, come into a runner's lunge, heart forward, look forward, take a breath. Awesome, and then plant your palms, slip that knee out, send it back to a plank, and then right away lower with control onto your belly. Beautiful, inhale up to a low cobra. Exhale to lower down, push your way up into a tabletop position, curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Take a second to tune into your shoulders, make sure they feel nice and square and level, and then lift the left leg up. Doesn't have to be super high, and we do want to keep the hips nice and even here. So we're finding strength and stability. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful, and then lower that leg with control. Soften your knees, look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat into a forward fold. Beautiful, inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, bend your knees a lot, pull your belly button in, round and roll on up to standing. Roll the shoulders around, down and back, come back to mountain pose. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, right leg back, warrior two again. Drop the heel down, turn the toes out, right hand spins you up. Nice, and then see if you can just find that sensation again of ribs lined up with the hips, reach out through the fingertips. Cool, now from here, we're gonna take it into our triangle pose. We're gonna straighten the front leg. We're gonna push that hip out to the back edge of the mat, and then we're just gonna start by finding the thigh. So see if you can find the top side of the thigh or slightly to the inside of the thigh, and then press that left hand into the thigh so that the bottom ribs come forward a little bit. Stretch your right arm out, turn your head to the right, take a breath. Nice, and then we're gonna slide that hand down. So if you've got your hand in the inner thigh, slide down, find the calf, and then find that again. Leverage against the calf, bottom ribs pull forward, top arm reaches up a little higher towards the sky, turn your head and look up, pause here, take a breath. Nice, and then if you can, without letting that top shoulder round or hunch forward, slide that left hand down just a little bit further. So maybe you find the ankle, the inside of the foot, or maybe you've got that reach. You can take the hand all the way down to the ground, but then we want to find that sensation again of bottom ribs pulling forward, top ribs pulling up towards the sky. Turn your head up, take one more breath. Awesome, then anchor nice and strong into your legs, into your feet, strong side body. Lift your way up with control. Drop the back hand, reach the front hand up, so a little reverse triangle. Beautiful, and then spin your hands down to the ground. Pivot on that back heel, come into a runner's lunge. Heart forward, look forward, take a breath. Awesome, plant the palms, step back to a plank. Stay in plank for a second. Broaden your shoulders, firm up your center, like you're really trying to push the floor away from you. Lift your right toes up away from the floor and lower with control. Nice, pick up your left toes and lower with control. Beautiful. Lower your knees, lower with control onto your belly. This time we'll take it into our drunken serpent. So take your hands off the edges of your mat, nice tall cupcake hands. Inhale, lift your heart nice and high. Exhale, lower down. Take it to the right. Inhale, lift that right shoulder up and back. Exhale, lower down. Beautiful. Take it to the left, lift and look over that left shoulder. Exhale, lower down. Nice, bring it back to center. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lower down. Lovely, slide your hands in, curl your toes under. Find some strength here. Power up to a plank and take it up to your down dog. Beautiful, now we're gonna take that three-legged dog. So lift the right leg up, but this time, let it lift nice and high, bend the knee, let your hip roll open. Beautiful. Now we're going to step that right foot through to the top of the mat. So step it just as far forward as it likes to go. Help it along the rest of the way. So you come back into a lunge, heart forward, look forward, take a breath. Awesome. And then we're going to hop that left foot up to the top of the mat into forward fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, fold it all down. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Step the left leg back, warrior two to the other side. Drop the heel down, turn the toes out, spin your hands up. See if you can find those ribs in line with the hips. Reach through the fingertips, take a breath. Great, and then into our triangle. Straighten that front leg, pop that back hip out. Start by finding the inside of that right thigh. press gently against the thigh so the bottom ribs pull forward, top ribs rotate up, extend out through that left hand, look to the left hand, take a breath, and then slide that hand down. See if you can find the calf without that top shoulder rolling forward. Bottom ribs pull forward, top hand reaches up, look to the sky, and then see if you can slip a little further down. Maybe you find the top of your foot, maybe you find the instep, maybe the floor, just depending on your range of motion. And then we want to pull those bottom ribs forward, top ribs up, look to the sky, nice big breath. Beautiful. Now, nice strong legs, strong side body. Lift up and away with control. Drop the back hand down, reach the front hand up into a little reverse triangle. Beautiful. And then spin your hands down to the ground, pivot on that back heel, come into a runner's lunge. I'm losing my language here, you guys. Take a moment and then plant your palms, step back to a plank. We're going to stay in that plank for a second, broaden your shoulders, firm up your belly. Nice. Push that floor away from you. Lift your right toes up. Lower your right toes down. Nice. Pick up your left toes and lower them down. Lower with control onto your belly. Beautiful. Into your drunken serpent again. Hands off the edges of your mat. Inhale, lift your heart nice and high. Exhale, lower down. Right shoulder up and back. Inhale, lift that right shoulder up, look over. Exhale, lower down. Take it to the left. Inhale, lift and look over. Exhale, lower down. Nice. Bring it back to center. Inhale, lift your heart nice and high. Exhale, lower down. Beautiful. Slide your hands in, curl your toes under, power up to a plank. And then take it up to down dog. Left leg's going to come up into three-legged dog. Bend the knee, let the hip roll open. Beautiful. And then step that left foot through to the top of your mat or just as far as it likes to go. Help it along the rest of the way. Pause in that runner's lunge, take a breath. Awesome. And then step that right foot up to meet, come into a forward fold. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. Awesome. And then grab your TheraBand or your yoga strap or your hand towel, whatever you've got. And we're just going to get into the shoulders a little bit so that when we come down, we can take it into our little hare pose. So palms facing back, make a little space. Or if you've got that range of motion, your shoulders are nice and loose, you can always interlace the fingers, draw the knuckles down. So find the position that allows you to get into your shoulders a little bit and then soften your knees a lot, hinge from your waist, bend over, and then start to let the arms fall away from your backside. Straighten your legs if it feels good. Soften the back of your neck. Take one more breath. Soften your hands towards your low back. Bend your knees a lot. Lift from the top of your head. Let your heart follow. Come up nice and slow. And then just set that strap over and off to the side, somewhere where you'll be able to find it when we come back down to the ground. Find your mountain pose at the top of your mat, anchor into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Let the hands meet. Let the chest lift as you look up. So just a gentle back bend here. Beautiful. And then exhale, fold it all down. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, step both feet back to down dog. We're going to take it into a pigeon pose, but we're not going to stay too long. So lift the right leg up nice and high, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, let the hip roll open, take a breath. And then we're going to drop that right leg across the mat. So right knee over towards the right edge, right heel over towards the left edge. Sink that left leg down, snuggle around, just get everything comfortable. And then just come down elbows and forearms and take a nice big breath here. Beautiful. And then just start to walk your hands back up and in. So start to lift the chest. We're going to curl the back toes under, pick the back knee up, hang out there for a second. Find that bigger lift in the chest, a little broadness in the collarbones, gaze forward. Great. And then keep those toes curled under, lift the hips a little higher, slide that leg back, find a down dog, pedal out your legs. Beautiful. And then we're going to take it to the other side. Left leg's going to lift up nice and high into three-legged dog. Bend the knee, let the hip roll open. Awesome. And then we're going to release that into pigeon. So drop the left leg across your mat, slide that right leg down, snuggle into place, come down elbows and forearms, and pause there to take a breath. Beautiful. And then slowly and mindfully start to walk yourself back up and in. Find that nice tall lifted chest, broadness in the collarbones, curl the back toe under, pick the back knee up, keep that chest nice and broad. Awesome. And then lift up, slide that left leg back, find your down dog again, pedal out your legs. Nice. And then from here, we're going to pick up the heels, lower the knees, come through a tabletop position, big toes together, knees together, back to a child's pose. Pull your bum back to your heels. And then if you can, grab your little strap or your TheraBand or whatever you've got, and we're going to bring it behind the back. So just like we did with the arms earlier, folding over, we're going to get that same sensation here. So we want to start by rolling the forehead towards the ground. If you've got anything going on with your head or your neck, we're going to just stay right there on the forehead and not go any further. But if it feels safe and comfortable, head and neck are safe, you're going to roll up onto the crown of your head and then let the arms fall away from the back side of the body. Tune in here. Make sure your head and your neck feel comfortable. Shoulders should feel good, getting a nice stretch, but no shooting, no electric, no zinging pain. Take one more breath. And then start by slowly releasing your hands down. Soften your bum back towards your heels. Roll back into that child's pose. Let that strap go. Let your hands touch the soles of your feet. Let the crown of the head soften towards the earth. A little softness in the back of the neck. Take one more breath. Beautiful. And then slide your hands away from your feet. Lift up into a tabletop position. Swing your legs out to one side and then swing them around so that they come out in front of you nice and long. And now we're going to take it into our nice little seated staff pose. So firm up your legs, pull your toes in towards your body. So legs are nice and active, feet are active, toes are active. Bring your hands alongside your hips, press into your hands, find the full length of your spine, squeezing the shoulder blades together, lifting up through the crown of your head, gaze forward, legs active, arms active, nice active spine. Take one more breath. Beautiful. And then soften that all up. Bounce out your knees, wiggle out your toes, shake out your wrists, scoot your bum forward, and we're going to roll down nice and slow and controlled. So curl your tailbone under, engage your abdominal muscles, lower with control all the way down to the ground. Awesome. And then once you found your way down, just give a second. Get yourself situated. Set up your clothes, set up your hair, make sure everything feels good. We're going to go into supine twist from here. So pull the left knee into your chest, slide your right leg nice and long. Bring that left knee over and across the body to the right, finding a nice spinal twist. And then if it feels good, extend your left arm out to the left, turn your head to the left, and take about 3 to 5 nice big breaths here. Nice. And then when you're ready, pull that right knee into the chest. We're going to send that left knee, pull the left knee into your chest, send your left heel upward towards the ceiling, keep a nice micro bend in the knee. And we're going to start to walk the hands up. So walk up towards your ankle, let your chest and chin lift, bring your nose towards your knee or your knee towards your nose, whichever the case may be. Hang out there for a breath. Awesome. And then slowly, gently, mindfully lower it back down. Set your left foot down, and then we'll reposition ourselves to take our twist the other way. Bring the right knee into the chest, slide your left leg nice and long. And then bring that leg over and across the body to the left. Let your right arm open nice and wide. Turn your head to the right, and then take about 3 to 5 good breaths here. Beautiful. When you're ready, pull that right knee back into the chest. Start to walk your leg up. Walk your hands up towards the ankle. So let the chest and chin lift, bringing the nose towards the knee or the knee towards the nose. Take a breath here. Beautiful. And then nice and slow, we're going to slide the left leg in, bring the right leg across the left. So into a little figure 4 position, but we're going to take some figure 4 crunches here. So right hand is going to rest on the belly button, left hand behind the head. We're going to think about drawing the left shoulder towards the right knee. So exhale and lift that shoulder up towards the knee, and then inhale, lower back down. Exhale and lift. Inhale, lower down. One more just like that. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower down. And now we're going to take it into an eagle position. So we're going to slide that right leg across the left, and maybe see if you can curl the toes under and catch hold of the back of the calf. If you can't wrap around, no worries. We just want to find a little bit of a squeeze of the inner thighs. So with right leg on top, right hand's going to come on bottom. We're going to wrap those hands around, find some eagle arms, or maybe just a hug to the shoulders, and then get into some crunches here. So pull the abdominal muscles down as you pull elbows and knees together. And then inhale, release. Exhale to pull and squeeze it in. Inhale, release. One more just like that. Exhale, pull and squeeze it in. Inhale, release. Unwind your arms, unwind your legs, set everything down, pause for a second and notice. And then we'll take it to the other side. So left leg is going to come across the right into that figure 4 position. Left hand to the belly, right hand behind the head. Inhale. And as you exhale, right shoulder towards the left knee. Inhale to release back down. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Beautiful. Last one here. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Awesome. And then we'll set ourselves up into that eagle position. So slide that left leg across the right. See if you can wrap the toes around the calf or just find a nice squeeze. Left hand underneath the right, wrap your arms around, palms meet, or just hug the shoulders, whichever feels like a better way to go there. Inhale, a nice big breath. And then as you exhale, curl it in, elbows and knees come to meet. And then inhale, release. Exhale to squeeze. Inhale to release. One more just like that. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release. Nice. Unwind your arms, open them out nice and wide. Unwind your legs, step into the outer edges of your mat, and then take some gentle windshield wipers here, gently rocking the knees side to side. One more time each side. And then we're going to walk our feet in a little closer. So feet are about hip width distance apart. And we're going to finish with our nice little horse trot. So hands in a comfortable position. You're going to start to push into the heels and then find that nice up and down jotting sensation, but tune in right away. So if this does not feel good, like a good sensation, if it feels like it's doing anything funky to the spine, leave it off. But if it's all feeling good, just a nice push of the heels, like you're trotting on a horse. You want to find that up and down gallop up from the crown of the head down to the spine or down to the tailbone. Take a couple more little gallops here. Great. And then once you feel like you've galloped on your horse just as much as your body needs, find a softness and then ask your body, where's your best Shavasana? Would it be good to take it into constructive rest? Would a cobbler pose do the trick? Or does it feel good to make a more traditional shape and walk your feet long? So give yourself a second to find a situation that feels nice and comfortable and allows you to come into a little bit of stillness. Give your body a moment here to just kind of work out all those little wiggles. Make sure your shoulder blades feel good, arms feel soft and comfortable, legs feel nice and heavy. And then can you take a moment to just tune into the hips, the low belly, and the belly button? So notice if you're holding or gripping tension in the hips or in the butt, can you soften there? Can you invite a sense of softness into the low belly and release any tension that you're holding in your belly button? Maybe allow a soft heaviness in the shoulders, a softness in the back of your neck. Soften your jaw, soften your cheekbones, soften the space between your eyes. You always have the option to stay in your Shavasana just as long as you like. But if you feel called to do so, start to gently reawaken your body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, move into the wrists and the ankles, maybe some gentle bends to the knees, or little windshield wipers with the feet to move back into the thigh joints and the hip joints. And then when you feel like you're good and ready, take a stretch like a yawn. Reach up and overhead, stretch long from fingers to toes, and bring a nice big breath back into your body. Awesome. And then in your own way, at your own time, find your way up to a nice comfortable seated position. Awesome. And then as you find your way up, we're just going to get into the lymphatic system to finish our practice. So taking your hands, we're going to flip the fingertips in so the fingernails are pointing in towards your armpit. And we're just going to tuck our fingers into the armpit and then just do our little chicken wing. So as you inhale, let the elbows lift a little bit. And then as you exhale, squeeze the elbows down. Just stay safe in your wrists. You don't want to squeeze so hard that you hurt yourself, but inhale, lift, and exhale, squeeze. One more just like that. Inhale, lift. And exhale, squeeze. Nice. And then lift your elbows up, release your hands, and bring your prayer hands to heart center and Anjali Mudra. Bow your head to your heart. And breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body and for all of your hard work. And I send my love and gratitude out to you. Thank you for sharing your morning with me, even earlier than before. I bow to you. Happy, happy Tuesday. I love you guys, man. You make my day awesome.